What am I waving to? What are we doing?
World.
Oh, hi world. We're great over here at pFriem. Love it, live it. So when we looked at changing from 500 ml bottles to 16-ounce cans, there was a lot of reasons we wanted to do that. First and foremost, we're a brewery for the people. The craft beer drinkers said they wanted cans to go out to the outdoors, backyard barbecues, special events, sporting events, and we are here to do that. The 16-ounce cans was a natural opportunity and transition to make all these things happen. Also, it's easy to go in a 4-pack, easy to pick up at the grocery store or convenience. So we'll have all our quarterly seasonals of IPA, pale, and lager, and then a bunch of other limited beers, Kolsch, Japanese lager, wit, and then any sort of new innovative IPAs or things we want to do, limited runs, keep it fresh, small batch, and exciting. When looking at how to design the can, we really want it to be a great experience for the beer drinker. We want it to look good, want it to feel good, and that it matches the quality of the beer that's inside the package itself. And so in order to do a print can, we really wanted to play around with the matte and the gold and really have a very cool experience. We needed to figure out a system that we could label it and that would be able to handle all of our variety. Within that, our inspiration actually came from a cigar. Cigar makers are very premium and there's a long history there. And then within the cigar label itself, it gave us an opportunity to give off enough information that we wanted to get to the beer drinker, but also allowed for a lot of real estate on the can that we can, tell the story of the pFriem brand and where it lives within the Pacific Northwest and the Gorge, and then it pays homage to where we're making our beer and where we like to enjoy it.
A sensory program is easily the most important to a quality program, as we can take all this data that we're pulling from all this equipment in here and create a statistically perfect looking beer. But if it doesn't taste good at the end of the day, we need to know, and we need to know why. And that's why we do a sensory program. Our entire sensory program here at pFriem is a critical function of our quality control program. We try to take qualitative data and make it quantitative so we can make actions from our process all the way up to recipe development. We have 5 different panels in which we do this with. We have a training panel, in which is a 10-week course training our employees on how to taste beers thoughtfully, as well as identify 10 different off flavors. From this, they take a test at the end of the 10-week course, and if passed, they join our sensory panel. Our sensory panel runs twice a week, in which panelists will come in and have a 30-minute session where they are thoughtfully analyzing up to 8 beers for true to brand statements as well as identification of off flavors. It's important to train our panelists so that they're talking about these beers from the same perspective. We do this by creating true to brand statements from an appearance, aroma, flavor, and mouthfeel finish. And during panel, we sit down, taste each beer, smell each beer, and look at each beer and make sure that we're all level set on the same page so we can thoughtfully identify these beers from somewhat of the same perspective.
I have been with pFriem for about 5 years, and so I've gotten the opportunity to try so many fantastic beers. And so through the sensory program, I've kind of gotten to figure out what makes a beer really good and what can kind of influence that and how pFriem as a company can make beer better.
People often make fun. You're like, oh, so you drink for a living? I'm like, oh, well, sometimes, not always, but it is, again, it's very important. Even there's been breweries I've worked at in the past where people really don't try the beer off, the bright tank before they put it in their package, and it's like, well, did you try the beer? Did you try the beer? We do it for a reason. It is, yeah, sometimes earlier in the morning, sometimes it's later in the day, but it's something that, you know, should be regimented at every brewer, I feel like, because it is important to try your beer.
We're here at Westward Whiskey in beautiful Portland, here to do our summer pickup for our Friemsters. So excited to imbibe in some beautiful beers, some beautiful cocktails, as well as some excellent food from our chef.
One of our marketing shticks is whiskey set free. And the idea is we're kind of tapping into the Pacific Northwest terroir. The community, the process, all of the abundant resources here are just kind of like perfect for making whiskey in a really unique way, which also taps into why we are a perfect match for pFriem, because they are not only innovating in a very similar way that we are, but they really tap into the local community. Especially this club crosses over in a cool way that is like a club that represents kind of innovation constantly, which we are also kind of trying to approach.
So excited to share with all y'all my favorite part about the Friemsters Union, and that is our exclusive beers. In this summer pickup, we have our bourbon barrel-aged Belgian Strong Dark. Flagship for us, history in a glass, new twist. It's beautiful. We also have our new collab that we did with Firestone Walker. We don't do collabs often, so this is extra special. It's called California Freeman. It's one that you can only get if you are part of the Friemsters Union in Oregon. And we'll be sampling this here today for our Friemsters Union.